tell me, are cellos and basses just bigger or smaller versions of violins?
I'm sorry to every band kid out there, please.
No, not even band kids, orchestra kids.
Okay,
Bro.
anyone who plays
Orchestra kids make fun of that all the time. Anyways.
Okay.
But the real question is, which is superior?
Oh,
The double bass
Okay.
or the cello? That, my friends, it's up to you to
Oh,
decide.
quick question. Why do all the short people play the big violin or the cello? What sense of superiority
Shreya
looking
plays
like
flute, by the way.
looking like a hobbit every time you come into orchestra?
Does anyone know?
I worry for you guys.
No, man. Imagine the power you hold, knowing that you play this big instrument. They have strong backs, okay? They have insanely strong backs.
That I can give credit for.
Okay, let's kind of get on topic.
All right,
Oh my
sure,
God.
my bad.
Banger intro, guys.
All right, so hello guys. Is the 15th episode and welcome. And 15th, yeah, 1-5.
1-5.
So I'm Sadia, and who do we have here today?
Taylor.
Shreya.
Bhavika.
Padma.
Hi, I'm Harshita.
All right, and today we're going to be talking about conspiracy theories and hoaxes, and maybe more because we tangent a lot.
We tangent a lot. It's
Conspiracy
embarrassing.
theories.
Okay, let me start at the bet. Atlantis. How believable do you think it is?
Very believable, actually.
Very believable.
No, I think it's fair because we all know Pangea existed at one point, right? The huge landmass. There's obviously chances that something like Atlantis could have existed and we simply don't know.
And not to mention, like, most of the ocean is unexplored.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Wasn't it recently that they explored 5% more of the ocean? So now going from 95% unexplored to like 90% unexplored.
Love the progress.
You gotta be
Progress,
specific.
okay? It's
That's good.
The ocean is massive. How much
And we
do you
keep
think you can cover?
rediscovering new species that get more and more inherently complex.
I actually watched this one documentary. What is it on Netflix? What is it? The Nat Geo one. I forget the name. Whatever. But they discovered this really cool species of fish. Where it's like really long. It's like I think the tallest of the fish can go up to like 13 meters. Just pretty tall.
Meters,
But
50 for the U.S.
No.
I think a meter is about 3 feet, right? Because the yardstick and they sometimes combined it with the meter stick. I might be very
It's
wrong.
3 point something something.
It's around 3 feet.
Point is,
Yeah.
it's massive. That's all you need to know. But the kicker is, this fish doesn't swim horizontally like other fish. It in fact is perfectly vertical. Yeah, it's called the oarfish.
Wait, so it's like squished like this and tall.
Wait. Okay. Should I continue?
It's. I don't know how to.
No, actually,
I love how they're not gonna be able to see what
My
actions
hand
we're
motions.
doing, but we're doing them anyway.
it literally hangs vertically, and the way that it swims is that it undulates its back fins, kind of like a wave, so that it keeps itself afloat. That's why they had
Move side to side.
that's why there's this entire like a conspiracy theory or whatever you want to call it, that when an oarfish is stranded on the beach or gets beached, it's a sign of impending doom.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, because they're swimming up from the bottom all the way
Up to the top. I mean, that was the logic, but then apparently it got debunked or something. I don't know, but I thought that was really cool. Like, see,
So when Atlantis or like a mermaid gets discovered or gets like somehow beached, I think the internet would break.
oh, dude. Every like mermaid, like Photoshop edit of a mermaid would completely go out the way.
They would look like nothing. Personal opinion, I think mermaids would not look like the way that most like fairy tales imagine them. They would majority have fish-like features.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah, I completely agree. Because if mermaid exists, you have to understand they live in a very deep region of the ocean. That's why we have not seen evidence of them. Again, if they exist. I'm not
I
saying
feel
they
like they
do.
would just have more like bioluminescent features,
Yeah.
like you know,
Yeah.
like anglefish, like they have like a
Yeah.
light
I think
sensors.
also they would have like more sharp. There'd be more of a predatory species simply because to survive there, there would also be probably incredibly pale because they don't get much sun down in the deep part. And you know, when people don't get sun, they become incredibly pale.
I think. Oh, my theory is from mermaids is that you know how in most like TV shows and like Disney or whatever, it's like half human part of it and the half fish part
Oh
of it, right?
yeah.
But I'm thinking the human part of it is not actually as human as we might think it to be. Because first of all, the human lungs are not adapted to be in water at all. Because
Don't those shows usually show them like transforming so that their lungs
bruh,
and all
we're trying to
change?
be scientific.
Oh,
about it.
okay.
Trying to
No,
be scientific.
yeah.
I guess like the only human thing they would have is that they would have like hands instead of like fins.
But what would fish be doing with hands? They have no use for hands.
I mean,
really.
Oh, you have to also consider their eyes are they're probably near to blind. You don't have light
True.
that deep in the ocean if they do exist. They would have to use some other maybe sonar or something like what whales do.
Echolocation.
Echolocation. That's the word.
I mean, that's how most sea mammals communicate in the first place. That's exactly what I was thinking because you have all these stories of sirens and like mermaids that can sing. It is. I think that could be true to some extent because, fun fact, sound is conducted well underwater than it is on land. Because in land the gases continuously shift the vibrations to make it sound diffused, whereas underwater the flow of the water molecules keep it kind of uniform in a way. I'm no science nerd, please don't quote me on this.
It also just travels. If sound travels for longer and it's clearer underwater.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah.
yeah.
Clearer.
I thought you can't hear underwater.
No, actually you can't.
I mean, probably not to our ears.
Yeah.
Not to our ears because we're adapted to hearing stuff in the air. We're land things, land creatures, land dwellers. But orcas, dolphins, whales, they have special shapes in their skulls which allows them it's the parabola shaped skull which allows them to bounce back sound to kind of process it themselves and to send out sonar signals to their kind.
What would make them human at that point, though?
Yeah,
they're not
yeah.
human.
I think
They're
yeah,
not being
yeah.
They're not mermen. They're just.
I mean,
fish
whatever. Like,
creatures.
yeah, but yeah, our idea of mermaids is just like, I guess, based on like human kind of perspective. But
A
again,
very human perspective.
Yeah, at the
Yeah.
same time, I do think there's something like these mythical creatures because the thing is, we can't imagine stuff that we haven't seen
Oh yeah.
or
That's a good point, yeah.
experienced,
Like
right?
seahorses can see like more colors. Than
Yeah.
Us, but, like what colors are those? Like,
yeah,
Yeah, we can't imagine those. So I do think that this idea of like these fantastical creatures, honestly, mermaids, mermen, sirens, dragons, they all had.
I
to
feel
step
like
from
dragons
one
can
place.
exist to some degree.
Yeah.
They're just in like the undocumented areas
Yeah.
of the earth, because there are places on Earth where humans can't go to at all.
Yeah.
that's true, yeah.
It's a great possibility, honestly. It would be so.
We keep
I
we
know
keep
that.
finding species and I think they're gonna start running out of names for them soon, and so they're just gonna be like numbers. One fish.
They're gonna start naming them like Elon Musk's baby.
They probably already have some strange names. I'm gonna look at it.
Yeah.
ID numbers.
This fish is ID 10944.
Once we leave the school, they're gonna use it for the species.
Wait.
I kind of want to see like Atlantis society from like a history perspective, though.
Oh yeah, definitely.
There's some animal in Australia named an ahaha.
You know what?
I feel like scientists are just naming them for fun at this point.
Honestly,
You know what?
as they should.
Good for them.
Good
That's
for them. Have
fun.
fun names, guys. Like not bat.
What if my brother, he wants to be a
Yeah.
zoologist or like some sort of animal researcher? If he finds an ugly animal and puts it under my name, I'm gonna find him out where he lives.
I mean,
Okay, here's another one. Aye. Screaming hairy armadillo.
Wait,
Someone just wrote the first draft and said, "Yeah, that's good."
No, but getting back on the idea
Yeah,
of
we're gonna-
Atlantis, I do wonder how they ran their society. Because if they existed a really long time ago,
Mm.
right? So I wonder what like power source they would have run it. How like modern and very large air quotes because podcast listeners cannot hear it. would have
It
their
could be
society
either
been?
very modern or very tribal.
Yeah.
We don't know.
So I
Yeah.
guess their intelligence and civilization would make them human in that sense.
Guess because like we just attribute like because of what we experience to see like as human like, which is fine because that's to our understanding.
Yeah.
But yeah, just like also understand that it could be like very much like outside of our understanding as well and not be what we expect. Oh, yeah, we're talking about Atlantis, by the way.
Oh yeah.
Atlantis.
Hey guys, I'm back. It's Richa. Atlantis. What
Yeah.
else?
We just started.
We just started discussing Atlantis. We decided like what could constitute as a mermaid,
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
and how through scientific lens, a mermaid cannot technically be human-like in any shape or form.
Yeah.
In shape, but maybe intellectually, I
Maybe
guess.
intellectual.
That's a good point. Yeah.
I've heard, like, I think my 7th grade teacher told me this, that the whole reason why mermaids are a thing is because these sailors, like, they saw, like, something that looked half human, half fish, but it was actually, like, a seal or something.
It was a manatee.
Manatee, I've heard, but at the same time, I don't think they could have been that easily mistaken.
Because it's a manatee and a human can't be that,
They're
Yeah.
not. If you
unless the sailor was that delusional.
Yeah, and like unless you don't like see the the front part of the
Yeah.
manatee, if you only see like the tail part, I kind of get it, but
But
it's the
really
human like
not.
part. Yeah. There could be like some like truth to it.
Yeah.
You never know.
I
Yeah.
feel like there is some truth. Like they say, there's always a grain of truth in like a bunch of lies.
What about like fairies and stuff though? How did this stuff become a story? Oh, whoa.
You brought up the concept.
Hey, Shreya's press con.
Oh, my press conference. I have like 2 mics in front of me right now. Talking into both. Will it be amplified when?
I don't think
Oh,
so.
I don't know. It's just
No,
a
no,
nice
no,
visual.
All right, what do you think?
Like
Fairies.
how
Fairies.
like
do you think they're believable or not?
no, fairies aren't believable to be honest. To
They're
me.
not. They're not that believable to me.
Oh,
Yeah.
fair. Yeah.
I mean, their whole society structure is based on the concept of insects. So
Yeah, see, fairies is a thing that I could understand. People just made it up. At the
Yeah.
same
I
time,
feel like the olden days, like they didn't really have a name for like all the insects, so they just put them all as
Yeah.
fairies.
but it would be cool if they did exist.
It would be
kind of-
cool.
But kind of
But probably
unsettling.
not. Yeah.
It would be very unsettling to be
Yeah.
honest.
No, just imagine you're minding your business and then you accidentally squish Tinkerbell.
Oh my gosh! Wait.
Ever so depressing.
I'm sorry, guys. If you want more depressing, we can go into a fairy tale tangent.
No.
Leprechauns. Do they exist?
Leprechauns are stupid.
Oh, Babika.
Welcome, what is out here? I mean, we're out here with the hot takes.
People
today.
do have strong opinions about leprechauns.
Who has a strong opinion on leprechauns? They look dumb. Making leprechaun traps are also dumb because they get glitter everywhere.
Have you guys heard of this is completely different and it popped into my mind because it's the only conspiracy theory I know. But the Chuck E. Cheese pizza.
Ah.
I
conspiracy
mean
theory.
that place
I
is
haven't ha-
scary, I get it.
I haven't had Chuck E. Cheese pizza, but I remember because me and my friend, when we were younger, we had a theory that like the Chuck E. Cheese like animatronic was made of dead children. And I think
yeah,
we
I've heard that
predicted.
one.
Maybe a stretch.
But then I remember Five Nights at Freddy's exists, so not that far off.
Oh yeah. Gotta be.
I
this.
mean, whoever works as the Chuck E. Cheese rat, it must really need some money.
Yeah.
Oh, sure, yeah. I mean, anyone who does mascots.
Oh yeah, anyone who does.
Anyone who does mascots.
They're just desperate.
They
Desperate.
need the money.
Okay. So.
let's get into some actual conspiracy theories.
Oh, really? Okay. Where do you want to start?
Okay, this one's a little dumb and it's inspired by like Treasure Planet, I think, the one with Nicolas Cage.
Oh.
Oh wait, Treasure Planet was it National Treasure?
I think it was National Treasure.
Yeah,
or
it was
Treasure-
National Treasure.
It was National Treasure.
Yeah, that was.
Yeah,
that was
it's
a
where the
movie.
Declaration of Independence was connected to the Illuminati in some way.
Alright, wait,
What
was
was
it that?
it?
I know
I
that.
don't. Isn't that the plot where they steal the Declaration of Independence?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
And they take like a dollar bill, and then they have the all-seeing eye.
yeah, I remember that. I don't remember what was the relation. All I remember is like they got like a replica of the Declaration of Independence. I think they.
I thought they got
switched
the
it.
actual Declaration.
No,
of
no, no,
Independence.
they did, but they switched it with a replica, right?
Mm-hmm.
In order to do whatever they. I don't know. it's
I
been
wonder
so
who's
long.
dumb enough to. You know what? I'll keep my peace.
Okay, according to I think Wikipedia, Illuminati is a name given to several groups, both real and fictitious. Historically, the name usually refers to the Bavarian Illuminati, an Enlightenment era secret society founded on May 1st, 1776. Oh, that's like the year of the Declaration of Independence, which is in today's part of Germany. And it even I see like one source that says that Illuminati signs and symbols were everywhere in Beyonce's performances.
Okay, that one's just dumb.
It's just
Yeah,
like
I
the
don't-
fun of things. Yes.
No, but I feel like no one's gonna try this hard to make a secret organization or like Area 51.
I thought Area 51 was a joke.
No, it's a real thing.
Wait,
though.
really?
We were
Yeah.
researching it in adulting.
Like it's a military base, right? We know that.
But I doubt the government's gonna try so hard to like
I mean,
Hide aliens.
I don't think it's aliens. It's something else. Like
It's
that's
something else.
not like. Not
It's
like
probably
that.
heavy machinery or things.
Yeah, it's an
Yeah.
Air Force place.
Or like
actually.
it's military, so just like something serious, but don't know if it's like to the point of aliens. Again, it's possible, but yeah.
How are we feeling about Bigfoot?
No.
Bigfoot, any cryptids?
Oh, there was like
Somebody with big feet.
Somebody with big
guys. Slender Man.
No.
I don't want to think about that.
Nah.
I'm not gonna lie. One of my friends told me too many stories about Slenderman.
Oh,
Not like to the point of scare. It's just like,
That's
are you guys
concerning.
okay?
Or I mean, in paranormal in general, what do you guys think?
I feel like haunted dolls are 100% a thing.
Definitely.
I feel like
Because I've seen like dolls move when I'm in the room, and I'm just like, I don't want to be here to find out. I'm gonna go. Goodbye.
get that out of your house. Like, this is not.
No, because when I was younger, I had like this like really long doll. It had like a pink like American Girl doll dress on. And so one time when I was 8, I was like playing around or whatever, and then I see the doll who was like on like my wall, just fall forward.
like forward like this.
Yeah, no, like it was like straight, and then it just fell down.
Like there's no way.
No air, nowhere. The windows were closed. I was just like, well, that's weird.
That's concerning.
That sometimes happens to stuff in our house. 'Cause it's like a whole clock fell down in our house. Like, it was so like random because it's been there for years.
Oh, I mean, could it like give out?
Yeah, maybe it like there's probably physics behind it.
But,
As a student,
but
I don't know.
but here's the kicker of that story, because when I went out of the room, it went from my bed to the edge all the way to the ground. And here's the kicker: my mom and dad were out, and my brother was asleep. So
Oh.
Did you put it in the attic? Get rid of it from your.
I looked up like a ritual to expel demons at the age of 8 on my mom's business computer.
Oh,
You
okay.
expelled the demons, though?
I expelled the demon.
Did you use a Ouija board or something?
Write it in 8-year-old handwriting, okay?
Actually,
The whole shebang. My mom was like, "Why?"
This reminds me of how I tried to scare my friend with my doll, because like the eyes move when you like shake it around, and so he was totally creeped out by it.
Which kind of explains how Furbies are horrifying.
Oh yeah, they are.
Those are
Especially
horrifying.
The long ones, you know, like that, like.
Oh wait,
long
there's this
Furbies.
video on a Furby like with the spider legs.
Oh, I feel like I know what you're talking about. It's both like fascinating and just like frightening to me.
I need to see it.
You should. There's a lot of people who have long Furbies out there.
Why do you guys have? Oh, this is disgusting.
Guess who's back?
Back again.
I am a dum dum. I thought the door was locked.
Wait, can we have the long Furby as our thumbnail?
Yeah.
What you done?
I need to search this up. What even is that?
You should search it out.
What should you guys talk about?
We talked
Oh.
about Atlantis, fairies, leprechauns, Bigfoot, Slenderman, and now
And
now we're talking about creepy dolls.
And Furbies.
We kind of talked about Area
Annabelle,
51 as well.
Annabelle.
Okay.
Oh. Bow down.
No, it's the most unholiest version of long cat. Okay.
Wait.
Like,
I
can I
found
see your
the-
fortune cookie?
Oh yeah. I found the spider legs one. That one.
That one.
That's right.
Imagine this coming up to you at night.
Long Furby with
I remember getting.
Dude, there was this one cursed bug. There was this one cursed Ganyu plush that you saw.
Yeah.
Oh, you were the one who
said.
said.
Yeah.
I remember getting a Furby once from McDonald's from a Happy Meal.
have
Dude, my
never
parents
been
never
to
let me
McDonald's
get Happy
either.
Meals.
Oh my
To be fair, there were never any vegetarian ones.
Oh yeah, there was. But they gave out like Pokemon cards and stuff at one point. and that
Yeah,
was
as a kid, of course. You're gonna eat. Are you gonna go for the burger?
Yeah,
Maybe.
yeah.
That's
you're
just the
there for
added
toy.
benefit.
I mean, that's marketing for you.
Oh, yeah.
Successful.
I got them. I got Happy Meals for the Pokemon cards and for the apples with caramel. Whatever those were.
Dude, they should just make Happy Meals for teenagers, except it's like certain stuff.
Oh, actually, I ordered a Happy Meal like a couple months ago. I got a Mario Kart toy.
Nice.
This is fun.
That's valid. Mario Kart.
Yes.
Did they remember doing anything with the BTS meal for
No,
like anything?
Wasn't
special
that
or
just
no?
faded into obscurity?
It wasn't
Honestly.
even just a meal, but with the packaging in some
Yeah.
places.
Yeah.
And like here,
Wait,
there
did
wasn't.
they make it overpriced or was it the same price?
Make it
I
overpriced.
think it was the same. I'm not sure. I
melty
haven't- I
cheddar.
didn't
It
eat
better
it.
be
The
the
cheese is
same.
melted.
Oh, you
Yeah.
know the sauce.
It literally sounds like ASMR Padma eating food.
You said my precious. What do you look like? What do you look like, Schmeagol?
Schmeagol. Can't open
And
my,
it gets
I can't
like,
open
yeah,
my burger.
Free bullying for hire. Who wants
I
some?
can't
Okay.
open my burger. What is
And
this?
It's
um,
glued shut so you can't see the dark secrets inside.
Shreya.
Conspiracy.
Burgers have
Speak
something.
to Mike.
No. Please don't ruin
Okay,
my
here's a conspiracy theory. Birds are like
government spies.
government spies.
There's
No.
spy cams, but
Spy
then I
cams.
remember Opinion tried to fight me for food at like Santa Cruz Beach.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I mean,
It's fuel, okay? It's
I
trying to
can
fuel its
believe
batteries.
it,
That's why it's,
okay.
They need
I feel like
electricity
right
to
now.
fuel them.
No,
They
those-
need
those-
they need batteries.
that's why they sit on power lines.
They want them to seem dumb.
Oh.
Then why would they fight me for like my those like cake that like you know those like amusement park cakes where they like put funnel cake?
Oh yeah.
Why would they fight me
It's
for
all
funnel?
just a ploy. It's all just. It's just to
Well,
mess
can
with
your
your
employee
mind.
leave out my funnel cake?
No,
Nah.
but if they're robotic, then where does the funnel cake go after they eat it?
Is it just it?
It's a food processor. They just blend it and then it comes out as a smoothie.
Are we still talking about pigeons? I'm sorry. I
Y'all
thought they
asked
were for a second.
Y'all asked.
I mean,
This is why pigeons poop everywhere.
technically.
Oh, it's because their system can't actually handle the stuff. That's why they poop everywhere. It makes so much, which is also, funnily enough, they say inhaling pigeon like poop fumes is really bad for you.
What?
Yeah, no,
That's
it's true.
great.
It's true.
Isn't that bat poop?
Huh?
Isn't that bat poop?
Not bat
Isn't
poop. It's
that
pigeon poop.
Like solid?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It looks like the
Unless,
popcorn
unless you
ceiling.
know any bats with diarrhea, then.
I mean, I guess solid stuff still has
Oh, it's
fumes, I
investigated
guess.
here.
No, the smell of it is just not good for you.
That's interesting.
Yeah, fun fact.
A lot of things that smell don't have a good are not good for you. Fire has a smell.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
My brother's cooking.
Crispy toast. Anyway.
My brother's cooking because bro tried to like cook like an omelet. It was still runny.
What is this?
Wait.
Oh, it's kinda dirty though.
What? I got a strange one too.
Anyone can start. Only the thoroughbred will finish.
Thoroughbred.
Thoroughbred. Oh my god.
It's just a really obscure way of saying determined.
Wait.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Anyone can start. Only the thoroughbred will finish.
Okay, let's get.
Okay,
Wait.
Wait, enunciate the thoroughbred.
Thoroughbred.
Okay, we're talking about fortunes. by the way.
Thoroughbred.
Anyways, let's move on to the actual.
No, you want to?
Is it though?
Yes.
Mine
Anyways.
says an unexpected relationship will become permanent.
That sounds like a threat.
It sounds correct. Like the school ones are normally like shoot for the stars. Something basic.
Oh,
right?
speaking of shooting for the stars. Speaking of shooting for the stars.
Is the moon
All right.
okay?
Is
The
the moon-
conspiracy
No.
theory is the moon landing fake. I don't believe that.
No, I don't
At
believe it
this
in the
point-
slightest.
At this point,
It's
it's not.
real.
It's not.
Did you know that some people actually still think the Earth is flat?
What?
I feel like people do it as a joke
I
or for
hope
the
so.
community. I don't know.
I hope it's a
Yeah.
joke.
No, no, no.
It's most
I-
likely a joke.
Okay. As I do, I get bored and I scoured the interwebs. Okay, and I discovered an entire site for the Flat Earth Convention.
Convention?
There's a whole convention. I feel like I've heard about it before.
I watched a YouTube video of it. I found the site and I don't remember the URL now. I don't know if it's up still. But point is, people actually believe this.
They
Like,
do. they
No
do.
joke.
Actual?
Yeah.
I watched a Jubilee video about this.
Yeah, me too.
Actually.
Dude, funniest. It's probably one of their best videos to date.
They were getting really emotional too about
See, that's the
what their
thing.
belief was.
The scientists were really like level-headed, being like, yeah, the Earth is round and we have solid mathematical and scientific proof. Whereas the flat Earther was like, it was flat, it's flat.
How do waterfalls work then? If it's
Um,
flat,
They
then,
probably
like-
think what they can't see doesn't exist, but then
No.
they'll probably be like air doesn't exist or something. I don't
No,
know.
Seeing is
I think
believing.
I have an answer for this because usually rivers are connected to huge lakes,
Mhm.
and those huge lakes have rivers that can like go through mountains. And
Yeah,
so,
it's River 101, bro.
yeah. Some people here forgot River 101.
But I feel like these flat earthers, I feel like they're like the same people who say COVID is not real.
Like there's so much proof, but they still say there's so much proof, but they still
It's
believe
the
it for some
government.
reason.
It's
Yeah.
the government. Okay,
they're like,
People are
they're
sick
like,
in front of me.
Trump doesn't have to wear a mask.
no, it's just okay. One thing I could never understand is how masks are a political issue in America.
I know.
It's a mask. It's to protect yoga. You guys.
And also, it also just hides my features, so I'm just amazed.
Oh yeah.
And plus, like, wait. Another thing about masks is that, like, in other countries, it's like, I guess more
Normal.
quote unquote. Yeah, it's more normal. It's something they do every day, and here it's just like, I guess it's something new. But
Wait, why do they want to show their face so much? Or is it they want to breathe more? Or
I'm like,
like, what is exactly the issue with wearing a mask?
Ooh, yeah, go tell him.
I don't know. Maybe this is an episode for another day.
I don't
Another
know.
day?
We'll leave
I
it
guess
at
they're
that.
just
There's
too
like
lazy
they don't
to
want.
grab
I don't
one
want to
every
be
time they leave
controlled by the
house.
government.
Okay, I kind of.
I'm like, bro, why are you still paying taxes then?
I mean,
Like, go the full way. Go commit tax evasion. Go
We do not
get
endorse.
wanted by the-
We do not endorse committing tax evasion. We do
Yeah.
not condone this.
I condone it.
Take everything we say with a grain of salt, please.
No,
No
not
tax
with a grain of
evasion.
salt, with a bucket of
No.
salt. Okay, take
No,
this with a
no.
bucket of salt.
Do not use this as advice. Ever.
Yeah, fuck
No
this.
We're
one
not
does.
We're not government officials or financial advisors.
Exactly.
I run the
advisors.
IRS.
Okay, back.
Okay,
Okay,
I'm sorry,
topic
guys.
at hand.
Let's
Where did
backtrack?
where did we leave off on the conspiracy theories?
You want to talk about? We were just talking about. Speaking of out there.
Oh yeah.
it's aliens.
What do you guys think of aliens?
Yeah.
Believe?
They
Yeah,
exist.
I believe. I used to live in New Mexico, and there's this town that was like full, like on, like alien everything.
Ooh. Actually, because I hear a lot of the weird alien stuff happens in New Mexico, that area. Arizona, New Mexico.
Mhm.
Y'all heard of the Phoenix Lights phenomenon, right?
No.
Oh
No.
yeah, I've heard
Oh
of that.
yeah.
You also heard of the cow crop circles thing?
Oh,
Oh.
okay. How about we explain what the Phoenix Lights one is, though, to everyone who doesn't know? So basically, what happened was on some night in, like the dark sky of Phoenix, there was an entire array of V-shaped lights, not V-shaped lights, but like a V-shaped formation of lights that flew over New Mexico. Sorry, the town of Phoenix, Arizona, and people at first were convinced that this was like some really secret military organization or something or the other, and they're just testing out aircrafts. But the weirdest part was that there were no military flights launched at that time. The military base in the area confirmed it, that they didn't launch a singular fighter jet or even other remotely controlled planes. So, which then led people to believe that this could be, aliens or something. It's like just this massive aircraft that just so happens to have a V formation of, blinking lights that flew over the city.
That's
That's interesting.
that is
Mhm.
interesting.
And what I
Honestly,
find the most fascinating about it is how torn people are between the concept of it being extraterrestrials and it just being like um, a government like program or something.
I don't get why people are saying it doesn't exist when honestly you haven't seen 90% of the universe. Like
Yeah,
you
like-
can't just say it doesn't exist. You can say maybe, but you can't say it doesn't straight
mean,
up.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be kind of weird if humans were the only like I guess intelligent
I know
like
it would
life
be
form.
weird if Earth was
Yeah.
just the only place in the whole universe
Yeah.
that's special.
Yeah, there has to be like more planets
More
out there,
variants.
and like more like life forms and like just
Mhm.
life in general.
I know.
Yeah, I think science itself, it's all about discovery. You know,
Mm.
they using your five senses. Like you have to like see, feel, taste, touch, like all these five senses in order to discover all these types of things. And there's a lot of things that science still hasn't discovered yet.
Yeah.
So I think maybe it's best to stay neutral.
yeah.
Oh,
But
This
yeah. But I also believe in the fact that we can't just be the only living beings in the world. You know, there's so many galaxies out there that can have their own Earths
Yeah.
and
Also-
solar
Earths.
systems.
I'd like to point out that if we were to take the possibility of being another Earth-like planet in our current universe, a 0.01% of 0.1% of the current universe could have habitable planets, which is way over 1 million planets. So there has to be some form of intelligent life out there, but it begs
after
the
years.
yeah, but it begs the question: if that is the case, then why haven't we been contacted yet?
I mean, why would they want to contact us? Why can't we contact them if
No,
that was the
apparently we
case?
did.
They
We-
might be asking the same question about us.
Oh, that is
Exactly.
true, actually.
Um,
Because apparently, I don't know if you'd consider this doxing even. The NASA sent out an entire like tourist brochure to aliens about what to do in Earth. This is how humans-
That's
Wasn't there
advanced
one
doxing.
golden disc or whatever?
This is Earth's location. This is how humans talk, walk, eat, sleep.
Where did they send it? They
I don't
through
know.
radio
Send it up
waves?
to space.
I
What?
think.
I mean,
Wait.
it takes
Somebody in
years
the
to-
other planet might think it's just fake or something.
Yeah, they're like, wait, what's this?
Fake news.
Yeah, it can take like millions of light years to
Yeah,
get
it'll take
Yeah.
to another galaxy.
Speaking of concept, and like how like certain mythical creatures like vampires and like werewolves, they could have the concept of being real.
Oh,
Yeah,
that
like
is
zombies.
true. Actually, okay.
Like
I
zombie
don't-
apocalypse.
Zombies are dead though. The concept of like bringing something back to life is very, I don't know.
I think science is advanced enough to bring it to that point.
I mean,
But
I
then,
mean,
zombies
through science,
okay,
yeah.
wait,
guess
I don't think zombies
could
count as
exist.
extraterrestrials because they're just byproducts of plague, which
Mhm.
happens
Yeah,
in
yeah,
our
yeah.
world. But I think apparently they discovered this strain of bacteria that was living on Mars, somewhere near the glacial caps of Mars, which leads me to believe that I think aliens as we know it, they're not the little green men that we see or like the
Okay.
little gray
Also,
dudes with the
yeah.
big black eyes.
No.
I personally think that each planet, when we think of aliens, it's not like a mono like civilization. It's not a singular civilization that lives there. Yeah, just like Earth, there should be some form of biodiversity. Like Earth has over millions and upon millions of species.
And wouldn't they look like humans though? Because
Yeah,
isn't
yeah.
like humans like best suited for Earth, kind of like hands and.
I mean, that goes into entire topic of evolution, right? We evolved to be able to create with our hands and feet, and the greatest advantage of humans that we as humans have over other animals is the ability to have is actually not an ability. It's just the physical trait that we have over other animals is opposing thumbs.
Yeah.
We're able to hold and grab stuff, which also helped us kind of kindle the curiosity and which also led our brains to grow the way they are.
Yeah.
Like, so the two uh, adaptive traits that humans have over other animals is the intellect and opposable thumbs.
Oh,
yeah.
speaking of intellect, do you think vampires could possibly be real?
I don't know, honestly.
I mean,
Vampires
Oh,
are
also,
almost-
also the upright posture, but then upright
Oh, yeah.
posture is not unique to humans.
Yeah.
Because
That's
I'm like,
true.
I'm
There's,
looking through
like,
some parts of
real
Dracula, and I'm like, yeah, that could be possible.
Birds.
Oh.
Birds are bipedal.
Oh yeah, yeah, they are.
They're kind of like zombies, though. Kind of.
I don't
But vampires are usually pretty intelligent.
I don't know if
I don't know.
vampires could-
Honestly,
like,
I
the whole
yeah.
world would be against them because they literally can't go into sunlight. So I don't know how they would exist if the world is basically.
I think
like,
that's just
True.
a creation of like.
As the
imagination.
generation progresses, we're getting more and more shut-ins every year. I think vampires could be slowly introduced.
Hey man, Japan has an entire. They have a name for it. Okay, it's called hikikomori or something. It literally means shut in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they're literally people who've never stepped outside their rooms for like 10
What do
years.
they do all day?
I don't game
Games.
anime.
Read,
There
It's-
are some
watch.
people allergic to the sun.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah.
people who are allergic to the sun are also there. So
It's because they have a special skin condition, which
I mean, technically, in that case,
We're saying hello to our fans.
because they have a special skin condition where the sunlight is too much for their skin to handle, and they can also not produce enough melanin in their skin to block out UV rays.
Oh yeah. Do they have to like wear something particular to like? be
Yeah, they'd
safe,
have
or
to. They have to completely like
cover
up their any skin.
even
that-
like their face and all.
Yeah, that's why they.
Oh, wow.
That's why in movies and stuff, you know how vampires they wear like these big parasol. They have these like big summer hats that cover
Oh,
the
yeah.
entire face, right?
Yeah.
And they wear sunglasses so the light doesn't go into their eyes or whatever. And
Yeah,
finally,
but how do you see? Because you need light to see, though.
I think the vampires, the way that they would be able to see would be kind of like how bats see.
With, like echolocation.
You mean
Yeah.
owls?
Yeah.
like echolocation. They could just tap their feet.
Yeah.
And then...
Oh, that's an
Because I
interesting
saw
concept.
this like documentary on like Barcroft TV about like this blind boy and how he uses echolocation to navigate,
Oh,
and so
yeah,
he just
yeah.
like taps his feet
Oh.
to like
And you can
see his
feel the
surroundings.
waves.
Yeah.
Kind of like Toph.
Mm-hmm.
We should probably stop.
Oh,
Yeah, we
Toph
should.
from Avatar. All right. Yeah.
All right, we'll continue.
See you next time.
tomorrow.
In a few seconds.
I hear you next time.
All right, folks. Hello and welcome to another installment of the Mustang Studios podcast.
Yeah.
I'm the new Rija. I'm kidding. I'm Padma. I love you. Anyways, introduce yourselves, please.
Again, but
We're continuing on.
Are we continuing? All right, this is nice. We came back from a break. I got lunch at the time, so I don't know what's going on.
all right. Okay, let's get started. Let's start with a
Where-
topic.
Where did we leave off on, actually?
Actually, I don't know what we left off on, but how about we talk about the whole like creepy conference in 2016?
Oh,
how,
yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
I hate clowns. No, I'm scared of them. I don't like them.
this was in 3rd grade when this happened, and it scared me.
I mean, wasn't the whole thing where like there were a bunch of like grown adults dressing up as clowns and like killing people or something or the other? And there was also this like one urban legend of the creepy clown statue. Have you guys heard of that one?
No, I have not actually.
Oh, okay. So basically, there's the whole story. I don't know. This could just be like a big fat myth. The story goes that there there was this one family that bought this one clown statue for whatever reason, I don't know, and they kept it in their basement. Conveniently enough, it's always basements and attics. Okay, and their daughter one day went into the basement again for some reason I do not know why, and wanted to just like kind of mess around with the clown statue, as kids do. And then when she turned her back, the clown statue would move towards her.
That's not creepy at all.
Not in the slightest. Glad you noticed. What do you mean? It's not horrifying in the slightest.
Honestly, did the kid not tell her parents? 'Cause
I have a quick question. When did clowns become creepy? Because I noticed even in like the 90s, Stephen King's It had like a clown character that was scary. So I'm not sure when clowns became like a scary motif.
That is a good question, actually. Like, why is it that there's an entire phobia associated with clowns? For those who don't know, it's called colorophobia, the fear of clowns. It's a thing. In the same way people are scared of spiders, of dark places, trypophobia, little holes, people are also scared of clowns.
I mean, in the technical sense of, I guess, of your job, that's not scary, but again, it's like, I guess, more like a typical or general, like, assumption of, like, the appearance, maybe, that could be scary.
I just feel like
the
they
makeup.
have they just feel like their reputation has just plummeted.
Imagine dressing up as a clown and just scaring kids off for your job.
I don't think
Scaring
that what
kids.
clowns are. I don't think that's what clowns are hired to do.
It's for fun. It's like, I guess it's
I mean,
fun,
now the
no.
new term for clown is idiot. We use that as internet slang.
It's like I guess, a type of evolution.
An
Evolve?
evolution. The
Evolve.
evolution of clowns.
It's a linguistic change.
Yeah, like an evolved version of the jester or something like that. Like, of, I guess for the sake of entertainment, but now it's
What
kind of like, I don't know.
I know it used to be entertainment because when you go to circus, there's clowns everywhere. They're great. They're great performers and stuff. But then, in the back of your head, you're like, oh, there's also the same people who dressed up as clowns and murdered people. So that's also in the back of your head as you watch these shows. And I'm just like, oh, this is great.
Basically in 2016, yeah. I mean, I never was really like scared of clowns, but 2016 kind of like pushed that like to another level because like it's kind of like, hey, what if this happens in our own town?
Oh,
Not
dude.
just like, I don't want to go out and see a clown being.
We had a whole
upset.
assembly about this. Like we had a literal warning about killer clowns.
What?
Really? Wait, where?
Here.
In Mountain High School?
No.
Like Altamont?
Mm.
Oh.
They were like doing like the casual like before on Friday when we were having like Halloween weekend. They're just like have fun, stay safe. And the killer clown thing, no sharp weapons, no other things like that. And one of the costumes that was banned was like clown costumes. I thought it was pretty stupid.
I think that was, yeah. That probably might have been the same in Bethany. Oh.
I mean, this goes back into the whole topic of like, well, clowns were originally designed to be children's entertainers, but how did they become this motif of fear and like horror or something?
They're weirdly happy.
Oh, actually, no, you do bring up a really good point.
Yeah.
I mean, it's also Pennywise that really that made the creepy clown kind of popular, right? Because it's like an interspecies, like a demon, interspace demon clown. That's what Pennywise is, isn't it?
Yes. That reminds me of that really creepy It 2 trailer with the grandma running through the hallway.
What?
I forgot there was a second It movie. Huh?
Yeah, I never watched it.
I heard it wasn't that good though.
I haven't watched the first It movie either.
The first one is really good though. You should watch it.
Yeah.
But anyways, we deviate from the topic.
Oh, okay. Oh yeah. Okay. Wait. So something I wanted to talk about because we were talking about like Atlantis and stuff. I wanted to talk about an actual like thing that happened, and it's the whole Roanoke colony.
Hmm.
So
The disappearance of the Roanoke colony.
yeah. So does anyone here know about it except for us two?
I guess we're gonna explain the story then.
Yeah. You want to
Please,
start?
go ahead.
Okay. All right. So basically, Roanoke colony was actually one of the first colonies here in the North America, and it was in like late 1580s.
Yeah,
So
I wouldn't say North America, but like one of the first English settlements.
English, specifically English, yeah. English settlements, like modern English settlements in the 1580s or so. And there was this whole thing, and where the governor went to England or something like that to get supplies.
Was it John Smith or the
John White, I think.
Oh yeah, John White. I keep thinking John Smith from the Pocahontas movie. I don't know, man.
Okay, so in 1587, he went to England or somewhere near there to get supplies for the colony because they wanted it. But then 3 years later, in 1590, when he came back to colony, they disappeared. And except, so it was like abandoned. There was like no like human remains or anything, like a mass grave or whatever. But
They were just gone.
yeah, they were just gone. And the only I think thing that was like left there was the word it's Croatoa?
Croatoa or
Yeah,
something like that.
Croatoa.
Something really
And-
cryptic, basically.
Yeah.
So there were a lot of like theories as to being like, oh, there could have been like a massive like plague or something, or they could have been killed off by Native Americans in the surrounding area. But that doesn't add up because if there were no mass graves, no bodily remains like bones or clothing, like garments, or maybe like petrified weapons or something.
What if the Native Americans buried the body after?
I mean, if they did bury the body, there would have been some sort of sign, right?
I think the more like logical explanation about it is that they like left the colony because like again, the reason why the governor left the colony in the first place in 1587 was to get supplies, right?
But where would they go if they had no supplies?
I mean, yeah, I think one of the theories I've heard is that they like were taken in by a native tribe and
Mhm.
then
Assimilated into their culture.
yeah,
That's an interest.
The theory is that they killed off all the guys and they kind of took all the women and children and just kind of, I won't say bred them, but like assimilated them into their culture. Which could then also kind of make sense of why the people could have still been there, but living in a different place, and they completely abandoned the colony altogether because there were better opportunities elsewhere.
and like again, the carving of Prota could have been like an indication of that, like, hey, so it's kind of like not a complete out of it, like not out of in your face kind of thing. You're just kind of in your face, like suddenly, like people you know they're gone.
Kind of like staking a claim in a way. Calling dibs, I guess. I mean, anything is possible.
That's a
Anything is
valid way.
possible, right?
Yeah, that's about that's one way.
There's gotta be some like record of this event though. Like
But there
someone
isn't,
writing in
though.
their diary
There
or
isn't though.
something.
That's the weirdest part. You think something of historical accuracy would have some sort of documentation, but it doesn't.
Yeah, it's a really weird mystery. Like
For that very reason.
Yeah,
Because this is something that actually happened. It is the founding of Jamestown in Virginia, all these English colonies is a part of legit American history. Yet this is the one part of history that for some reason we just faded into obscurity. We do not know anything about. Just people up and just disappearing, and then the words Croatoa just being left behind. There's no sign of mass graves, no buried bodies, no weapons, no clothes, no food. Apparently was just left there. They just left.
oh, really?
Apparently, that's what I heard. I don't know how true that is, because then it would just make things even weirder.
Yeah, because if they just went to like the Native Americans, then why would they just leave their food there?
Yeah, why would they leave their food, their livestock,
midway.
Yeah, they can't just leave essential supplies and just go somewhere. Like, it just doesn't make
in the
sense.
middle of a meal, like, oh, we
We should just leave, and they just leave. Their food is like rotting. There's probably like cockroaches infesting their home at this point. Like, yeah, they just leave. That can't happen, right? It doesn't make sense.
I guess there's also I guess like supernatural ways if you're like more like I guess if you're more like
Aliens.
into it. Like I don't know, but like
Hey man, some of the theories are like it's aliens. If you don't know it, it's just aliens.
yeah.
what's in 95% of the oceans, aliens.
Hey
Oh,
man,
no,
they literally could be aliens at this point. We're probably aliens for all we know. We
We'll
you know
never know.
we'll never know. Runky aliens, that's what we are. Yeah, we're monkeys without tails, and we stand upright.
Oh my gosh.
We
That-
don't like bananas.
No, that's just a you thing. You don't like bananas. Bananas are great. Okay, I don't know what banana. Come on. Are we gonna start this argument now? Are we gonna start the debate of bananas now?
I'm down whenever. 'cause, you know.
I eat bananas because my coach tells me to because it helps with cramps. So
Oh yeah.
See, bananas. Good for you. It's from evolution, okay?
Cryptids and all that, and the mysteries and stuff. Exorcisms.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Anyone watch The Conjuring as a kid, or is it just my dad? I just lived with my dad.
I know. I watched The Conjuring, the first one. I can kind of get like the scare appeal, but it was not that.
It was not
scary.
that scary.
Yeah, CGI was pretty good though. Not gonna lie, I'll give him that. But apparently, the real Conjuring story was even more horrific than the movie. It was so bad that they actually had to de-escalate it to an R rating.
Like the movie or the real life?
The real life event.
Look it up. The real life.
There was an entire. Sorry, go on.
Oh no. It's all good. It's all good.
Apparently, there was this one interview with Andrea Perrin, one of the living experiencees of the Perrin family haunting, which is the story of The Conjuring. They lived in this kind of really dilapidated old house. It was not old, sorry, I wouldn't say dilapidated even. Apparently, it was a really beautiful house. They lived in this house, and then really weird stuff started happening, as with most hauntings. But the person most affected by all of this was their mom, which made things kind of weirder in the sense that their mom started having episodes of like learning really archaic English words, and she had episodes of just kind of being out of it, but then also speaking in tongues in a sense. Like really old English. Like you never hear this in modern English. It's something you'd hear if you lived in like medieval England before the French took over. Levels of archaic English.
That's really alarming though. It's something like you know, very soon and you're like
But what was even more alarming was the presences that were in the house. Because one of these presences was like a kind of an imaginary friend to one of the parent girls. They were a family of 5 girls, one father and a mom. And Andrea Perrin was, I think, one of the elder children, so she had to take care of all her younger sisters. And story has it that one of the younger parent sisters had an attachment to this one spirit that lived in a closet. Yeah. I feel like maybe my retelling is not doing it justice, but
no. It's pretty
but there was
weird.
also one thing their mom kept repeating. A name they kept repeating was Bathsheba. They kept repeating the name Bathsheba. And the reason being is that apparently before this house was constructed, a lady by the name of Bathsheba Herman lived in that land, and she died near the house before it was built. No, okay, this is the thing though. Like,
I mean, could it actually be her, or is it something like?
I think the hauntings might have been exclaimed. It was rumored that she could have been a Satanist who's probably had access to like the spirit medium, so that might have been the case.
but there was also another story of Bathsheba's execution being unfair in the sense that she wasn't an actual witch and she was just a misunderstood lady, you know. And the reason why she was executed as a witch or whatever is because she killed a baby by pricking a needle in its neck. But that's the thing, it was rumored that she was the one who did it. We don't have any actual proof. There's no concrete proof. People just believe that that was a story and they just kind of ran with it, I guess.
And then they just unfairly executed her,
I guess, but we don't know the real history, right? We can't travel back in time to see this lady Bathsheba. But what is also even more uh creepy is that whenever people are in the conjuring house, they sometimes feel a sensation of being pricked, as if they were being pricked by a needle. In the same way that Bathsheba Herman was accused of killing a baby by pricking it with a needle. And then there's also a story of like 7 soldiers being buried in the walls of the house itself, which still just adds on to the creepiness of this entire story. One event that kind of changed the way, I mean, as if this wasn't already creepy already, one event that completely changed the way that Andrea Perrin told her story was an event where she saw this uh, near demonic apparition approaching her mom as they slept in the downstairs bedroom. So think of it this way: Andrea Perrin was on the top floor of the house, kind of looking down in this weird paralysis state where she couldn't move, she couldn't talk. All she could do was simply witness what was going on downstairs. And there was like a bed or something where her mom and her dad were sleeping. And she saw this I'm trying my best to recall the way that she described it. Like this pale gowned figure with a disfigured neck. Yeah, a crooked neck. This is important to know actually. And hair that covered her face. And she saw that this figure had no legs, no feet, nothing was touching the ground. And she was slowly inching over towards the mom's side of the bed, slowly and surely. And she saw some sort of claw like thing come out of her hand, as if her nails were like claws. Yeah. We'll speed the story up a little bit. Point is, the figure left the mom after that, but after that she could not sleep alone at all. She had to keep the lights on every time she went to bed. But even then, with the hauntings in the house, the lights just flicker on and off at times. And there was rumored to be like a full on like portal to hell in their basement. And some people say that crooked neck lady was indeed the spirit of Bathsheba Herman, because she was hung by the noose, right? Which incidentally involves choking someone by hanging them by the neck. Yep.
I feel like every like haunted movie starts with like a family moving into a haunted house. Just
Yeah, it's always a
oh,
fam.
it's haunted. Oh, let's just live there.
Yeah, why not?
Like, do they not learn?
Yeah.
And it's not like not to be like rude or anything, but it's usually white families that do this.
No, actually, it's kind of true though. You don't hear Indians walking into like haunted houses. If anything,
We look at like house direction. My dad is like emphasis on house direction. If it's not a certain way it's facing the sun, I don't want it.
hey man, Pujari's word is law, okay? If the house door has to be facing east, we're gonna find a house door that faces east. We don't make the rules. And also, if we ever buy a new house, this is actually, I think, a really like just a good practice in general, is to do what we do a Bhumi Puja in the in a way to settle the energies of the land. It sounds kind of like, I don't know, hogwash to some people, but the reason why I say this is important is because think of it this way: every place that you go to kind of has an energy, right? Your goal is to make sure that the energies remain neutral so that whatever your energies come into that land, it's not interfering with the existing energies. which is why we do pujas and whatnot. We like settle the land down before we build the house on top of it to prevent that happening. We don't want another Bathsheba 2.0 in my house. I don't think, nah, that's not happening, bro. No spirits are coming to this household. And also, it's always houses that I notice ghosts haunt. They don't haunt apartments, man.
Because one of my friends, because like when we were younger, there would like be this like show and tell, and they're just like, oh, I went to a haunted house, and when I was like 6, I was asking the teacher, why don't they haunt apartments? Because I lived in an apartment at the time, and I wanted a cool ghost story, and she's like, I don't know.
I mean, hey, Jimmy O Yang said it perfectly in one of his bits. It's like, hey man, if you're a ghost and you're haunting, if you die in an apartment, you don't even die a homeowner, man. Like, what do you you die with nothing in your assets, dude?
You just basically die with your landlord still breathing over your neck for rent.
That is true. That's a terrible way to go as a ghost, honestly. That's why I'd rather haunt. If I was a ghost, I would rather haunt houses than I would an apartment. Because what am I gonna do? Apartments seem lame to haunt, bro.
What about cruise ships? They would be so. There was also this. Yeah, Queen Mary. There was like a really specific story about one of them. So apparently it was this guy. Let me look it up for a second. Queen Mary. Yeah.
So the story, Queen Mary was apparently one of the best warships to ever, you know, be dispatched during the Cold War. Is it Cold War or World War II? I don't remember. But during one of the major wars of the world, the Queen Mary, it was regarded as one of like the best fleets that the American Navy had dispatched at the time. It was so good at what it was meant for that they had a bunch of like planes on top of it. It was a battleship basically. They had an entire deck made for like fighter planes and like tanks or something or the other. And yeah, a general military stuff. And they also had like submarine ports and whatever. It was really decked out for a ship. But
It says here it was used in like during World War II. I guess it's troop ship.
mhm. A tour ship or a troop ship, okay.
Yeah, something like that.
A military ship basically. But then after a while, once the World War II was over, the dust has settled. It got refurbished into a luxury liner, kind of like the cruise ship, as we know it. But the problem was, a lot of people died in the World War II on the ship itself. So it's rumored that their spirits never got settled and the energy still roam about in like the hull of the ship where this horrific accident happened in like the engine room where a bunch of like um what is the young sailor guys, I don't know what they're called, but like it's like young like teenage boys who start training as a sailor or something in the military. Some of them got into a really bad accident in the engine room, and they fell into the engine apparently, and they got caught up in the turbines. Yeah, and it's rumored that their ghost still lingers in that exact engine room, as if they were still working in the ship. No, see that's the thing about these ghost stories.
They're either like really, really vengeful, or some of them are just there. They're vibing. They're having a good time.
I don't know.
There's a thing about like there's a certain room in also the Queen Mary. It's called stateroom B340.
Oh yeah, there's that one.
It apparently has the largest volume of recorded paranormal activity, with many of the guests who are like touring the ship right now have reported the largest amount of paranormal activity. And these reports date from like 1967. And they include complaints from guests staying at B340 claiming that someone was knocking on the door in the middle of the night, turning the bathroom lights on by themselves, the sink faucet turning on and off, and unexplained bathroom doors shutting. Oh, there's also some guests have reported the covers of their bed being pulled off while asleep and walking to see a dark figure standing at the roof of their bed. At the foot.
Oh god, that is scary.
But I also hear there's this one benevolent spirit in the Queen Mary who tucks people in as they sleep, which I thought was really sweet. She may be a ghost, but at least she's like a caring ghost. Like sometimes when your covers would be unfurled or whatever, she just kind of iron them out and then just kind of tuck you into bed. Maybe get like a goodnight kiss or something and just go.
That might creep some people out though.
I mean, she's a grandma ghost. What are you gonna do about it? Though?
If they're sleeping, how do they know it's happening?
Like, you can feel a sensation on your face still. Though. You
Like,
can still feel pressure.
Yeah, you can still feel pressure on your. How do you think these people?
How do you think they felt what was going on? Like, imagine there's this, you're sleeping and you just feel this weight pressing next to you, as if it were sitting next to you. If you were fast asleep, like deep sleep, I don't think you would have known it would happen. But when you're sleeping, you're still kind of in that, awake, awake, sleepy kind of stage for quite a while before you hit the deep sleep. So that's how they felt all of this.
A little weird ghost story of when I was camping. I love how everyone just tensed up.
Oh, okay.
It was like a cabin. It was like a really bad cabin too. Like we got bed bugs.
Oh.
And so I was like sleeping or whatever. And then I just feel this like I just feel like something next to me. And I just thought it was like my brother for a second, but then I remember he's sleeping with my parents on like the lower part of the cabin. And so it was like hugging me or whatever.
I mean,
It's creepy.
that's
It's creepy. So I'm just like, oh god, turn around. No one was there.
But then did the feeling go away though when you open your eyes?
It was like there when I was like in that sleepy awake stage, but then by the time I woke up it was gone.
scary because if you don't expect anyone, then it's like, what was that?
No, but in that situation, would you guys open your eyes or just try to go back to sleep and ignore this creepy presence?
I tried to go back to sleep and ignore the creepy presence.
Yeah, because honestly, who's gonna? I don't know.
Ghosts are weird, man.
You got one after you, Bob.
Sure, you gotta put the most horrifying night of my life like that?
I'm sorry, but honestly, yeah, that sounds.
All right. Okay. So this is the end of our podcast episode, but we still have a few Dropbox comments. So let's read them.
Change schedule to cast schedule. Honestly, they should. Just wake up at 10:30. That'd be so nice.
I'm not gonna lie, I got so used to like last week's schedule.
Same.
Just like wake up early but just chill until like 10 or something and go to school.
My dad's like, oh, you're wasting time for 2 hours. I'm like, this is therapeutic.
I know. Having that extra time in the morning.
Oh my gosh, like that's some self-care time. Time for myself.
Time for myself.
Hey.
No one's starting homework at that time though. Like, are you guys?
No.
I mean, I have some homework done, but I was just
No, because like some people, especially my parents, I don't know if other parents are like this. You're like, oh, all the other people you know are so intelligent. I'm like, mate, no. They're just as procrastinating, just as much driven to procrastination as I am. I'm like procrastinating on my portals right now.
It says BTS heart, BTS symbol, and I agree. Yeah.
Based.
Based. I don't call that based, bro.
I mean, I think there might be coming back in June.
That's
So
the
I don't
plan.
know. I don't keep up with them as much.
Scrambled.
As I used to,
Scramble.
but
Yeah.
cool. Gotta
But fake love, dope, good stuff.
But Wings Are was the best.
Oh
get
yeah.
Blood, Sweat, and Tears.
Yeah.
That's
I mean,
what
that is a
love.
song that kind of skyrocketed them, just literally catapulted them into the Western sphere, right? And what else do we have? Out.
Okay. I am a
feel the pain of
messenger.
my water bottle.
Do not shut us down, school. Our school sucks so much. They don't care about anyone. And why do we have only 5 illness
absences. That's so stupid.
Oh.
Do I read this?
First, why don't we address this one? We'll get on to the next one.
Okay.
No, the one that we were just talking about.
Oh, the one that we.
I mean, yeah, it is kind of weird that you have 5 unexcused illnesses. I don't know. There could be loopholes to this too, but
I mean, they still excuse my absences after 5. Like,
I don't know. It could also be depending on the situation that you're in. So it really depends. Anonymous.
Honestly, they
OP.
need an excused absence for mental health.
they should.
I guess, but then there's also people who could potentially abuse that,
Yeah.
right? Then but that's the thing about mental health. There is no way of confirming or not confirming someone that has a mental health problem, unless, of course, you are a clinically trained psychologist, psychiatrist. You know what is truly a symptom of any mental. Yeah. Anyone, a pro, basically. If you're a professional, you know what is true, right?
No,
Bro.
you know,
That would destroy my mental health more. Anyway, let me read this one. Disclaimer. Just a disclaimer.
It might be weird.
It might be weird.
It is weird, actually.
I have a crush on Molly Iceberg, and she's so fine. Wanna gobble her up. If you're gonna talk to a girl like this, please leave.
Don't do
Who even is Molly Iceberg? If I asked a question that shouldn't be asked.
What if it's like a student at school? Or if it's like a.
Guys, we're not a dating site, okay?
we're all painfully single. Trying to help.
We're wings without feathers, basically.
that.
Are we mad? No, we're not.
No,
We're here to.
definitely
We're. Oh my god. We talked about killer clowns, for God's sake. We talked about crooked neck ghost demon ladies. We're not
I don't
cupids.
know how much help we could offer.
If you want ghost stories,
There's no celebrities named Molly Iceberg.
it could also be a pen name. Yeah. Not a fake name, but like.
I'm looking up who Molly Iceberg is, but all I'm getting is pictures of icebergs. Y'all have a crush on icebergs now? People will sim for anything. No.
Ew.
No, someone please explain to me how are people? How is the internet fawning over this man who looks like he hasn't showered in like 3 years and probably crawled out of my mom's basement?
You probably need Electropro more than anything.
Decent. I don't know about anything.
I don't know.
People sim for bare minimum men on the internet.
Only fictional though.
Yeah, the one who don't bathe.
The ones with the eye bags.
Levi has eye bags. I just realized. Levi Ackerman.
You did not realize that?
No, I'm just like remembering now that he has eye bags and he was the heartthrob of the century. Yeah, when Attack on Titan like in 2013, man, everybody was all over him. Mhm.
I just appreciate the fact that he's not tall.
He's still taller than you, man.
Hey, but
He's taller than you.
but still.
It's only because he doesn't sleep. Fun fact. That's why you should sleep. No, actually though.
I have an idea. Do you think for a special episode we could do a tier list?
Of what?
Just like a whole tier list.
Dropbox, your time has come. Please suggest us potential tier lists.
We can like put the video on YouTube.
Ooh.
Like a little behind the scenes.
Like a
or,
little behind the
a
scenes with
little
the tier
gif
list.
Before the end or after the end. So we can
hop
clear.
on a Discord call.
Yeah, does everyone have Discord here?
I have to make one soon, but.
And we're not gonna give away the usernames for obvious reasons.
Yeah. That's personal, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, the last one. Alright. So this says favorite moments of the school year 2021 to 2022. So
Seeing you guys.
yeah.
Being with friends.
Yeah.
Honestly, just like counting the days to get out of here.
Same.
We won't see each other again, bro.
No, we better keep up. We better
better
keep
contact.
Yeah.
We have like internet communication for a reason. Just log on every
Discord and
Friday.
Every Friday.
And like, or what's according to our class schedules.
Is that all the Dropbox comments?
Yeah, that's all.
All right, that is a wrap.
It's done. So again, if you guys have anything you want to say to us, you can email the club at mhhsms@lamensvilleusc.net. Give us a voice message on Anchor, fill out the Dropbox Google form, or you can go to our physical Dropbox, which is located on.
If you want to see us make a tier list, actually, please send us some ideas in the Dropbox.
Yeah, please drop us a message there.
We're open for any suggestions.
Maybe a little unhinged too, because I want drama. I want entertainment. I'm bored.
Yeah, send us something. Just send us something.
Yeah, and also follow us on our Instagram profiles, which is at MHHS Mustang Studios, and subscribe to our YouTube channel.
Because this is where we might post a tier list video.
Yeah, like little
If
there.
again,
Actually look good for once. What the heck?
it's a surprise. We don't know what we're gonna do. You guys, again, send us suggestions, bro. We'll just send us suggestions.
And again, the channel is also called Mustang Studios, and also add our podcast to your Spotify playlist. It's all linked on the Anchor. Okay, bye everyone.
Peace.